Rachel, what do you see for 2025 in the collective?
In the collective for 2025, I see grace immediately is coming through. I see a lot of grace. I think there will be a lot of people who have been working really hard to heal, really hard to elevate, and they're wondering why things are still so challenging and why they struggle so much. And it's not people spiritually bypassing. It's people who really have devoted their time and energy into elevating and healing and making their lives and making this world a better place, trying to fulfill their missions. I see grace flooding this planet for those people. I really do. I see a lot of grace. I see a lot of windfalls. I see a lot of things to be in gratitude for, blessings. I see a lot of relief. And then I also see a bigger split of the two earths where you really start to feel and see the complete difference and separation. Like, everybody understands that the more you elevate, you start to see the difference between, more elevated people and conscious people and like third dimensional unconscious people. And it's never obviously an inferior judgmental kind of way. You cannot avoid the split I see in 2025. It cannot be avoided anymore. It's not going to overlap the same way. There's a split. And you're not going to be able to relate. And I mean this on a higher level. A lot of people for a long time, I can't relate to my family anymore. I can't relate to my friends, my friend groups. Everything's changing. It's very different. Jump up like 10 notches. And it's just going to be like, I don't know how I was ever with those people. Not in a judgmental way. It's just you're not going to be able to comprehend how different you are compared to how different they really are. And what's funny is they've stayed the same. You're now going to really see that split where I can't believe I ever functioned that low. And wow, thank God I have awakened. And what I see with that contrast in a lot of people who are authentically awakening is a tremendous amount of compassion, the way of compassion. And it doesn't mean that it isn't frustrating, because toxic people, you're going to really see the toxicity come up to extremes. Even more so, you're going to see the misogyny, the sexism, the control, the domination. That's going to come up more so. You're going to see the toxicity in men come up even more so. There are going to be more women killed and more women burned alive, and all these heinous, horrific acts are going to come to the surface even more so. All of these horrifying things are going to come more and more and more, the violence more and more and more, because it has to. Because if that doesn't light a fire under your ass to elevate higher and realize elevating to this level still isn't good enough when this degree of violence and corruption and evil is still on this planet. The degree that this still takes control and affects millions upon millions of beings on this planet, animals, nature, women, children, and men, it affects all. Because whether we understand what that really means or not, we are one. Oneness is the only truth that exists. And so I see in the collective these extremes coming. And I also see the fire lit for many more people in the collective to see what's going on and develop a zero tolerance policy for it now, but not from ego, not from judgment, not from superiority, from oneness. We tolerate violence no longer. We tolerate corruption no longer. We are letting everything crumble and fall and dismantle because we don't live in fear. So the other thing that I see, people are actually finally going to stop living in fear. Unconscious people, fear is going to be extreme. For them, it's going to be extreme because of all the stuff that's going to happen in 2025. And the more elevated people become, fear is no longer going to be a part of your existence. It's just vibrational frequency and emotion, for crying out loud. And I think people will really elevate to where when they feel any fear, it'll be cute. Alchemize it. It's cute that you're trying to run through me. I can feel the fear of the unconscious people in the collective. It doesn't mean I'm in fear. How is fear threatening when it's just an energy that you feel? And I think more people are going to realize that, they're going to experience that, and they're going to elevate so high. The second you start to feel any kind of fear, it's laughable, it'll alchemize, and you will power through. When we no longer live in fear, in that vibrational frequency, and nothing can trigger you in fear, evil you will see dissolve and dissipate and die off of this planet. That's what I see the beginning of, really, in the big picture of 2025 by the end of the year. People will not in their regular everyday lives live in fear any longer, because they will realize the power that they are, that they don't need to. No matter what the evil elites try to pull, it doesn't mean you need to live in fear over it. It's laughable how ridiculous they are. They're preschool children. So say goodbye to fear, say hello to your power, welcome everything that comes, and alchemize the shit out of all of it.